Good afternoon, good morning, good night. Let's Paint TV in the house. Once again, I'm going to get some coffee, some water. Got my socks and shoes to put on. So, got a lot of things to get attended to. It'll be about another 5-10 minutes before we get up and running here. Let's Paint TV. Tell your friends, Let's Paint TV in the house. Just a second. Let's Paint TV. Tell your friends, Let's Paint TV in the house. Just a second. Just a second. All right, we're back. Okay, Let's Paint TV. Taking your calls here. Thanks again for being here. Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. Reading your chats, taking your calls, all that jazz, and all that jazz. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. All that jazz. Okay, let me turn down the volume here. I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to put my shoes and socks on. Again, we've talked about this before. Why do people say they're putting their shoes and socks on when they should be putting their socks and shoes on? Okay, that's my beef for today. It's an ongoing beef. Beef bourguignon, beef stroking off. Probably one of the more sexual food terms out there. Beef stroganoff
Well, I guess it's not really stroking off. Stroking it off. beef, beef stroking it off. Oh man. Okay. So stroganoff, strudel. I guess it's a German. French thing. I don't think it's English. 818-528-4516. You know the number. You know the drill. You know the drill. Get on the lines here. First caller of the day. Bobby in Tampa. No, he's not there? Okay. No Bobby from Tampa. Lovely Tampa Bay, Florida. Hot. All the time. I mean, I don't think you ever once, at least here in Los Angeles, you do have days, and rest assured, it is just a few days where you need to wear a jacket. But I think the whole state of Florida, I don't think you need a jacket. Does it get below? Actually, no. I guess I'm wrong because I think there are you get some freezing days, once in a while. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, which of course I don't. But that makes me qualified to be giving information on how to paint, how to live your life as a creative soul. Because no one else, we are best, we know what's best for ourselves, maybe. At least if we look at ourselves in a, honestly look at ourselves, we probably know what we probably would like to do, or what we should do, or what we can do. So, nothing wrong with deprecation, self-loathing, appointed. Nothing wrong with being self-appointed. Sometimes you gotta get a move. You gotta move yourself, and if you need to, appoint yourself. As I have appointed myself here as someone who can dispense information on creativity, but more so failure and the like, the struggles, the trials, the tribulations that we amass. And I conjecture, I put forth the concept that creativity is the key. It comes in all forms and sizes and shapes. It's not limited to things that are only within the realm of the arts, or painting and classical sense that I have somehow latched onto at an early stage, and I can't seem to get out of it, and now it's become a job that I love dearly. It is a job though, and sometimes that is annoying or scary and annoying. Can you guys hear me? I'm assuming you can. Let me just see if that gets. I haven't really. Yeah, you're hearing me. Good. 818-528-4516. A lot of people in the house. Let's let people know. I didn't even let anyone know we're here, so let's go do this. Boo doo 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 doo. All right. I got a painting I want to do today, so it's going to be loads of fun. At some point in time. I hear the birds. I hear those birdies. I don't know if this is somewhat of an unusual thing that is only limited to Los Angeles in particular, or I'm sure other areas of the world have this situation, but these birds go on and on, night and day. Night and day. They do not stop. And only can you sleep soundly when you can just accept the fact that they are chirping away nonstop. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Otherwise, it will drive you crazy, those birdies. It's nice now that I'm awake, but at nighttime, they're going off like crazy. Though it's interesting, sometimes they stop, which I'm not really sure why. Why don't, you're already blabbing away, why don't you just stay on that, It's like, hey, I want to hear more, come on, what happened? Come on, I want some more. I want some more of your chirping. They're probably different birds, I guess. They're different bird species. And apparently it's the mockingbird is what we have here in the Los Angeles region that loves to sound off like around all times of the night, if it liked to, or if it could. Uh, 818-528-4516 is the number. You want to come into the program, you can. Okay, Ravon says you can hear me. Fantastic. So, yes, fantastic. Okay, I had my coffee. I've had plenty of coffee. I need to put my shoes and socks on. Again, it doesn't make much sense, but we'll go with it. Because I think sometimes, and this could be one of those kind of language situations that maybe we might want to ask somebody who has some sort of wordsmith or a student of language that oh man, what is that? That looks like a mistake. Is that a mistake? It sure looks like a mistake. I'll have to fix that. Not a problem. Yeah, I wonder if that sometimes that words are the logic use of words in their structure in terms of before and after, in terms of like, well, would make more sense that you would put your socks and shoes on, and yet somehow it became shoes and socks. Kind of like, which is something that, again, I've always found to be a big problem. And that is number one and number two. Do you have to go number one? Do you have to go number one? Or do you have to go number two? I never got that right. I've always got it wrong. Or I get it confused. I used to have it wrong for so long, and now maybe I got it right. Maybe I figured out, maybe I got on with the program, and maybe I got it right. But is the number one a big taking a dump? Is that number one? And number two is taking a pee? Maybe it is. I'm all shook up. I'm a little confused, but I think that's the way it is, right? But for some reason, I had for years had it the other way around, or do I have it still wrong? Maybe you can let me know. 818-528-4516. All right, a lot of activity in the chat room. You guys are on fire, right, Revons? You guys are on fire. Okay, see, Rebon says it's the other way. Wait a second. Is it the other way? Number 1 is a deuce. What's a deuce? Is that a dump? Number 2 is a dump. But see, I see taking a dump as number 1 in terms of, that's a big deal. I think it should be number 1 is taking a dump, and number 2 is taking a pee. See, so I still have it wrong. And again, it doesn't make any sense. In the same way, it doesn't make any sense that you put your shoes and socks on when really you need to put your socks and shoes on. Semantics is all screwy. And maybe, I know I've always heard that the English language is kind of has issues and screws things up pretty good. So maybe that's just the way it is, and there's plenty of other examples of words, and well, that's wordplay, as opposed to ass play or some other kind of play, wordplay. All right, call us 818-528-4516. I've had plenty of coffee, and I'm about to proceed to put my socks and shoes on. It just sounds better to say shoes and socks, and I think that's what it comes down to. It just works better, and also there is no rule. There are no rules in a strange sense. It's what do the masses end up doing year in, year out, generation to generation? What is that? That's what it becomes. That's when it becomes cemented into our subconscious. And yet you still have bozos like me, if you will, though I wouldn't say I'm a bozo, but more of a clown, or a character, a situation. The situation. How is the situation? But it takes someone like myself to look at the other side of the equation and point stuff out, and that's our job. Makes living. It's part of the creative process, though. I would say I would throw that in creativity. Again, creativity doesn't have to be the classical sense of one's using materials such as a paintbrush and paints and stuff like that. It could just be in our minds. Anyway, feel free to call us. I'm about to put on my my socks and shoes, and I'm reading your chats. So feel free to chat away. Feel free to call us if you'd like. There's the number again: 818-528-4516. 818-528-4516. I was reading. I was watching. I was watching one of Los Angeles's and also California's really this country's greatest man on the street characters, or one of them. Or he held court for many years, and mostly known, widely well known here in the Los Angeles area, and maybe not so much in the outer parts of the world. I was watching Hill Hauser. I don't know if you familiar with him. Anyway, he's not around anymore. He passed on, but he was interviewing some guy's collection of ships in bottles, and he had hundreds of them. So, and if you say ship in bottle enough times, it you know what it get. You know where we're getting. You know what happens. You get shit in a bottle. Shit in a bottle. And then once that becomes part of your thought process, or once that gets in your head, then watching Hillhauser saying shit in bottle, shit in a bottle. You keep hearing him saying that over and over and over. Anyway, it was kind of funny, and then it occurred to me, I'm going to paint some ships and bottles. Ships and bottles. Ships and bottles. Today on Let's Paint TV. Tell your friends. And I'm just going to get my socks on and then my shoes. So just bear with me here. Tomorrow, by the way, programming note, tomorrow is going to be the last day of our Kickstarter telethon, and or the fund drive, and we're going to have an all-day telethon tomorrow, all day tomorrow. So we're going to bug you all day tomorrow and ask you for your money tomorrow. But feel free to chip in now on my command at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Do it. There's the link in the description box on this video right now. But the deadline for our Kickstarter drive is going to be 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, Thursday, or 12 midnight Eastern Time. Okay, I got my one shoe down. Let's get another shoe on, and then we'll get going here. Let's get our juices flowing. Those creativity juices, let's get them sparking. Okay. There you go. Thanks again. Thanks for coming on in. We got a nice collection of people coming in here on the chats. A lot of food for thought. And fantastic. Okay, we're taking your calls, as you well know. Okay, so let's, I'm going to just move some stuff around here. This bad boy got nice and juicy. I like that one, came out nice. Where am I going to put it? I got no room. I got no room, man. So you guys got to buy these paintings. I got no room. Okay, I think I can put it here. There. There you go. All right. Very good. Yeah. Getting going here. Oh. Turn on the fan. And let's get cooking. Let's get painting. Let's get started here. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's as high as it goes. Let me fix that camera so you can see it better. All right. Okay. Have you heard this joke? Speaking of toilet paper. What hand do you use to wipe your butt? What hand do you use? Are you use your left hand or your right hand? Any answers on that? Any takers on that? Any biters? All right, hey, thanks, Nick. Nick Snover has increased his bid on Kickstarter from $10 to $11. Fantastic. Where are we? Did we got a response? Does Skype take calls during shows? Yes, we do. 818-528-4516. Well, you guys use the right hand? Frankly, I use toilet paper. I use toilet paper. I don't use a right hand or a left hand. I use toilet paper to wipe my butt. Where's the ba-boom boom, ba-doom boom, doom doom, doom doom. Now that's probably one of the oldest jokes that I could vividly remember ever being told by an old man telling me that with my dad and I one of the few times we ever went to a grocery store together. The most unusual memory, I got to tell you. All right, we're about ready to get started here, and I got to put some paint down and all that. So it's going to take a few more minutes here, and we'll get cooking here on Let's Paint TV. Did you see it coming? You knew it. You knew it. Got some ha-has there. It's a good one, I guess. Okay, let me put on my knee braces. I'm gonna get some exercise in too while we're at it. I always don't really want to exercise. I kind of don't want to paint either. I kind of don't want to do anything, and yet I always feel better after doing it. So you got to trick the brain into doing just that, knowing that it's all good. It's all good. Doom 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 doom. It's all good. Doom 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 doom. That's another song somewhere. I know that's a song somebody's song. All right. One glove down. Let's get another glove in. Let's get the ball rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Looks like we're kind of out of focus, and I don't know how to fix that except for not worrying about it so much. Which sometimes we worry, sometimes we don't. It's good to worry, but maybe not always. Not always the best thing, but it happens. All right. Now I'm tempted to go large, but I'm also tempted to go small. I'm tempted to make about 100 of these. Oh shoot. I got some paint on my treadmill. Just have to pick it up. Uh-oh. Is it officially spring? Because it sure feels like it's sprung. It feels like it's sprung. I hear those birds chirping, guys. I'm really feeling that spring feel. Okay. Feel free to call us as there's the number. Don't be shy. We are live right now. Okay, so I got okay, these brushes are no good. I'm not going to use these brushes anymore. We'll put these brushes up available. We'll make them available as some sort of give them away or whatever. Sell them, put them on eBay.
Okay, here's my brushes. Here's my brushes. They're the ones that I like. Okay, I got my brushes. Now let's get some paint down. What? Dr. George Fishbeck died today? For what? I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, but I kind of thought that maybe he passed away a long time ago. So today he went away and did something. He's doing something else. I get them all confused, those guys. The guys in the LA weather TV guys, all those TV guys were for a long time they held court, those guys. How about Hal Fishman? Right? What was that guy's name? Hal Fishman? All right, whatever. I know he passed away. Okay, I think all we got now is Dallas Raines is probably the eldest maybe guy on TV in LA now. Dallas Raines, would you say? Who would be the oldest person that is still on TV in LA? It might be Dallas Raines, I would imagine. Though Fritz Coleman and is getting up there too, but I don't think so. Okay, let me put some blue down. I got some red. I got my classic colors, the alizarin crimson. These are my go-to colors: alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue, and then phthalo green, dangerous color, but I go to it. It's my combo, my three egg omelet combination plate that I go to in terms of getting darks and all that. But then also the yellow ochre. Those are, and they're all pretty inexpensive for the most part, though. I guess the alizarin crimson can get expensive-ish, and so with the phthalo green-ish. But they're relatively cheap colors, which is good to, you know. And they're you can use them quite a bit all the time. And then I've lately been using, I've been avoiding the cadmiums for a couple of reasons. One, they're expensive, and two, the so-called cancer risk of that, the poisonous aspect of them. But honestly, I don't know how different some of these other choices are. You know, the other ones could be just as bad, frankly. So I don't know. You just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, I got some red. Where's my yellow? I need some yellow. Kind of running out of that yellow. Why don't I go ahead and use some other kind of yellow? You think Fritz Coleman is older than Dallas Raines? I don't know. I'm not so sure about that, but you might be right. And Fred Rogan's getting up there too. Fritz and Fred Rogan. They must be the oldest, along with Dallas Raines. And Dallas Raines you don't see much anymore anyway. He's not really a regular. Okay, so put some yellow down here. This is that shitty, crappy yellow. Now the question is, do we go big or do we go small? That is something we can decide as we get going here. Feel free to call us, 818-528-4516. About to get started here on the program. Well, we already had gotten started. We've already begun, haven't we? We've already begun to get cooking. And what's that expression, cooking with gas? People like using that a lot. Comedians tend to use that phrase. I'm not going to use it, but I just heard it more than once, or I've heard it more than once in a comedy sense.
All right, so I'm going to take a look at a bottle initially. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a ship in a bottle. Ship in a bottle. Let's get a ship in a bottle. And I'm going to first go to ships and bottles and look for ships and bottles. And then we're going to put a ship inside the bottle. Ship in a bottle. Ship in a bottle. So let's see what we can do here. Ship in bottle. Ship in a bottle. A lot of choices. A lot of possibilities. And I think, frankly, we're just going to have to get going here. Oh, wow. Wow, wow. Dallas Raines, 1954. Huh. Are you kidding? Born in 1954? He's a baby. Well, he's not a baby, but he's not as old as I thought. I think it's because of all the sun tanning that he gets. Because wow, he's not that much. Well, he's older than me, but well, okay. So Fritz is the oldest one, 1948. So maybe Fritz Coleman is the oldest guy here in LA TV. Except for, now there's a guy on Orange County public television, OC guy. There's a guy there. What's his name? He's pretty old. He's very old, and he's on there. He does the PBS News update on the Orange County station that no one watches really, but it would be considered part of LA, and it does get into the LA area. You know who I'm talking about? That guy? I'm missing his name. All right, I'm kind of hesitant to get started here, but I should just get going. I need to get going. So let's for starters, let's try a few of these. Or let's try a small one, and if we get inspired, maybe we'll go to a bigger one. All right, 818-528-4516. We finally got onto the treadmill, the creativity treadmill, the motivator, our inspirational fortitude that makes us. Well, it kind of gets us to go. It kind of gets us to do stuff that we wouldn't do otherwise if we were just sitting around moping. And moping is good, but not too much of it. Everything in moderation, as they say. And that's probably what we're where we are at now. Okay, so let's try this out. We're gonna paint I think the trick here is we'll paint a few of them. So let's paint a few of these ships in a bottle. Ships in a bottle. All right. So kind of give it a little more yellow ochre on that ship. Okay. We'll give it that classic look, the kind of cartoony duty. All right, that looks pretty much like. It's not hard to make a ship, is it? Okay, so then let's go ahead and make our bottle. And maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to get some visual reference. So I'm going to cut over to the visual reference department. And if that's the case, then I'm going to lose track of what you guys are doing. But that's okay. I'll get back over to you soon here. Okay, so that's basically what it what it is. Oh no, that's all right. We'll fix it. That's the cork. Okay, that's kind of roughly what we got. Let's bring the turd over a little bit more over here. And we can put some highlights on that. Let's paint some paint around the back and kind of get rid of stuff here. So let's wipe some stuff off, clarify what we got going on here. Whoops, what, did I lose you guys? No, you're over here somewhere. All right, feel free to call us, 818-528-4516. Take that off. And then we'll come back in here. And we'll just kind of paint all around there. You know, a lot of times it's problematic where you got, not that you got to, but it helps to put a little bit of space there on the end. I find that seems to be helpful. Otherwise, you run out of it. Just visually, it's one of these things you learn from experience, or you could be told, as I'm telling you now. You're probably better off you either go all the way over, or or avoid it, or move back. We're trying to give it some space. So we're kind of trying to give it some space. Okay. So we're going to bring it down just a bit, the structure. Let's take a call here on the program. Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan. My name is Randy.
What's up, Randy?
I'm having a good day. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
I'm having a difficult time seeing what setting you're on and what exactly are you painting.
All right. Well, we're working on a painting. It's a ship in a bottle. Ship in a bottle.
A ship in a bottle, right?
Yeah, ship in a bottle.
A ship in a bottle.
Yeah, ship in a bottle.
And where did you find the inspiration to paint on a treadmill?
Yeah, well, it's an ongoing thing. You can look it up. Let's Paint TV. There's Wikipedia. There's a whole bunch of information about it. Not really inclined to get into it right now. What can we do for you?
Well, I'm wondering, do you find that brush strokes change with the different speed on the treadmill?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's exactly right. That's a great point. And so usually we slow it down if we want to get intricate.
So intricate equals slow.
Yeah, and then if you want to be more gestural, then speed it up.
What if I was trying to achieve more of a staccato feeling to my painting? What setting would you recommend on a treadmill?
I'm not really. You need to speak a little clearer. I can't understand what you said there.
Well, I'd like my painting to feel staccato, broken up and choppy.
Okay.
What kind of setting on a treadmill would you recommend that I use while I'm painting in order to achieve that?
Oh, it doesn't. That's more of a decision on your part. Doesn't matter how fast or how slow you're going. You would just make the choppy strokes with the brush. That's all. It's nothing really, That's a decision more hand-eye coordination. Decision. That has nothing to do with the treadmill.
Swing my arm up and down with the brush and let my arm do the work. Don't worry too much about my legs.
Well, I couldn't say. It's a trial and error. You'll find out. I just say, go with it and go with the flow, Joe.
just go with the flow and keep trying, and I'll just continue to grow as a treadmill painter.
Exactly. It's for a select few, but if you truly get into it, then all the best, and you can be part of the Treadmill Painters Society of America.
Well, I do feel that it is my calling, so I appreciate your wisdom, and I'll continue to watch. I'll continue to watch as long as you do broadcast.
All right, my friend. All right, Detroit, all the way from Detroit. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. If you want to join the Treadmill Painters of America, we have not set that up yet, but we will. we will set up the Treadmill Painters of America Club. Get that going. We got a lot of stuff going here at Let's Paint TV. Okay, let me just write that down so we don't forget. Okay. A lot of projects. All right, 818. Feel free to call us 818-528-4516. We're just going slow here, getting started here, and working on this ship in a bottle. All right, and away we go here. 2.3 miles an hour here, guys. Let's see what else is going on in the chat room. I kind of getting thrown off here right and left, missing out on all the exciting chats. Okay, everything's we're all up to speed here. Sometimes we get a little thrown off here, which happens, and expect that to be the case. But back to the painting. Okay, so we got some paint down onto the canvas, and we're just kind of re-clarifying, restructuralizing, reformatting this painting here. So it's just a matter of putting some paint down for the most part. And you know, we could, and maybe I should get some better, you know, be a little more truer to the reference that I'm using, but I'm just kind of using my imagination more so. And for all intents and purposes, it's probably just fine. Okay, so then we'll do some highlights here, okay? And let me get the little cork. Now I'm going to slow down, like the caller said. You know, if you want to get intricate, then you might want to slow down. Now, how about Treadmill Foot Painters of America? Now that'd be tricky. That'd be tricky. But I have made the connection, and I just kind of getting retrospective here. I have made the connection between painting outdoors, as in they call it plein air painting, and being in the wind and the battle of being outside in a sense and not having a controlled environment. I've made that connection to being here on a treadmill, because you kind of don't have control in a weird way. All right, so just a thought there. I'm gonna put some shadow light. So in a weird way, it's like wind. It's like windy. It's like real wind. The canvas, the easel's blowing, and you got to work with the shakes, and I like that. I like that part. Sort of. I think initially I don't like it. Right? I don't like it. We all want that control. We want to control everything. But in many respects, it is makes painting, when you go through that battle with it, makes it a little more interesting. All right, it can be interesting because of the stuff sort of not working out kind of deal. Now that looks like more like a mountain than anything else, but we'll kind of get back to marking like a ship. Now, should we put some water in there? Is the shirt Mr. Let's Paint is currently wearing for sale? Yes. Yes, Revons. You go to my Etsy store, and I think I have it available on my Etsy store. Go check it out. What? It was a big breakfast? What are you referring to? the ship in the bottle? Okay. I'm wondering if I should put little water down below. I think they usually put water down there. Let's put some water. Some little white caps. Let me just get a shot. I'm gonna go over here. Where are we? Okay, wait. Okay, so I got the ships. What about a turd? Let me look up turd. How do I look up turd? I can't look up turd, can I? I have to stop everything. We're at 2 miles an hour. Really, not even running. I'm not convinced that that's really a great looking turd. Like it's really showing up as a turd. So let me go and take a gander and go look on the internet for turds. T-U-R-D-S. Turds. Turds. There you go. Lots of choices now. Now we're in turd land. Oh man. Okay, let's take a look at the choices we got for turds. And the classic is the kind of the circular thing. That's what I was kind of shooting for, but yeah, the kind of the classic kind of Dairy Queen ice cream thing. But is that, I mean, that's the classic. Kind of have to go with the classic here. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and be corny with the turd. I suspect, but I'm not really convinced I like that. Okay, we got a lot of choices here. What are we gonna do? I got too many choices. Oh boy, our show is almost over. You know, one of my favorite cartoon characters is the Howdy Ho, the Mr. What is it, Mr. Hanky? The guy on South Park. That's pretty funny. Pretty fun. Okay, I guess we are going with. I'm kind of not sure I want to go all. Well, decision time. I got to make a decision. I'm kind of holding a pattern on thought when I should get moving. SS Turd Ship. Put the tidy bowl man in the boat around it, yeah. Fantastic idea. Lots of ideas here, guys. All right. So let me just get back to this. Oh, shoot. How many miles have we gone already? We've, let's just take a look here. Didn't get too far with anything here in terms of getting anything accomplished, but okay, I see it now. So basically we are gonna make it the kind of the classical look, because why not? Because it's kind of it's a little more festive. And I prefer a festivity as opposed to no fun reality. All right, so that kind of says a turd, doesn't it say a turd to you? This is my first ship. This is my first ship in a bottle. My first ship in a bottle. The caller missed what I was saying earlier, but I was watching my inspiration was watching the Huell Hauser interviewing a guy who had a collection of a museum full of actual ships in bottles. Now, you know what I probably want to do is, okay, shouldn't I put it on like a little stand? They usually put them in a little stand. So let's put it in a stand here. If I can get a stand somehow. The little stand, you gotta put a little stand. I don't necessarily have to. You know what? Nah, I don't want to do a stand. All right. Guys, this hour flew by. It really did fly by, I gotta say. And we're gonna go a little longer. Okay, Revons has made an order for a. Thank you, Revons, for the shirt. What size did you order? Just want to make sure. Do you know what size you are? Because let me know what size you are. Oh, XXL, XXL, please. Okay. All right, it's there on the order. Okay. Okay, boom. We're almost somewhat done with this piece, I guess. So I decided not to put any kind of base, but let's fix it anyway, the bottom. Kind of we're gonna fine tune this now. And then I'm thinking I might want to go bigger. I want to be a little more larger in scope. So this is sort of like our prototype, and that we can kind of expand on and make variations with. Doctoring it up, a little fine tuning, a little bit.
All right, that's a little too manicured. Let's give it a little more freedom. Okay, so let's go to a smaller brush here. We're going to be live tomorrow all day from 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, all the way to 9 p.m. Pacific time. Pacifics. What's the specifics? And then of course 12 midnight for you Eastern Time Zone people. So now, let me just kind of put a little extra. It's the fine tuning stage here. I'll tell you, this hour went by really fast. Okay, and then we go. Okay, we didn't go hardly at all far with the running. We got some painting going on, and somewhat done. I'm gonna basically be saying goodbye to you here in a sec. Feel free to help us out with the Kickstarter now, or in the description box, or feel free to wait till tomorrow and participate in the last hours of our Kickstarter drive. And I believe that's going to be it for us today. And I'm gonna keep working on this one and just sort of figure out what needs to make it look better, I guess. So till tomorrow. Till tomorrow, we'll see you. Thanks again, everybody. And away we go. Also, if you like the idea of just supporting us for as little as $1 a month and get on the $1 a month club plan or more, you go to patreon.com/letspainttv, and under that link, by doing that, we'll then put you at the end of the credit as a supporter. This is separate from the Kickstarter thing that we're doing tomorrow, so I'm not really plugging that so much. Here's the credits, guys. We'll see you tomorrow on... where's the credits? Here's the credits. We'll see you tomorrow on Let's Paint TV. Scatterbrained and all.